Okay. Go.
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go.
It's Systems 24F242601, and I'm going to need Beth Wiles in here, please. Can somebody call Beth? Good morning. Your name? Mr. Counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke, appearing on behalf of my client's time. We are ready to proceed.
So she didn't show up yesterday. She was supposed to be here.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with her. In that circumstance, she was able to make contact. Ms. Wiles called her. She's apologetic for not appearing as soon as she found out she had today's proceeding. She walked in today on her own volition, and we are prepared to address the violations.
Is that right?
Yes.
Where in the world is the probation violation?
Your Honor, I saw that it was alleged that she had missed a court work program on January 18th, and then I believe there was some subsequent testing that was missed. I saw that there was indication when I looked through the documentation that it was court work program, and then when I spoke with Ms. Wiles this morning, she told me about the test.
Tell them I need the probation violation, please. All right, there it is. All right, Mr. Shemke, your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke, appearing on behalf of my client, who stands to my immediate left.
Ma'am, your name? Ms. Wild, your name? Here are the charges. Failure to attend the court work program, January 18th. Failure to submit to twice weekly testing on January 18th. Failure to provide proof of completing 6 hours of community service by January 15th, and failure to attend outpatient treatment, missing several sessions of treatment between October and January of 25, October of 24, January of 25. How's she going to proceed on these?
Your Honor, we're not going to be contesting the violations. We will admit responsibility with an explanation.
So if you plead guilty here, I want you to understand you have 2 prior violations. This would be 4 more. You could be incarcerated on this for up to 93 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Did you sign an advice to rights form today? Nothing's going on right today, right now. You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty by a preponderance of the evidence on these. You have the right to a hearing. You have the right to question their witnesses. You have the right to remain silent. If you remain silent, I won't hold that silence against you. You plead guilty, you're giving up your right to a contested hearing. You're waiving your right to a hearing of any kind. You're waiving the right to cross-examine probation witnesses. You're waiving your right to the presumption of innocence, so to speak, because they have to prove you guilty by a preponderance of the evidence. And then I would sentence you after plea if that's the way you choose to proceed. Do you understand everything I just said?
Yes.
Do you want to,
It's on your desk.
or do you still wish to plead guilty to these?
Yes.
As to count 1, failure to attend the court work program on January 18, 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
As to count 2, that you failed to submit to twice weekly chemical testing on January 18, 25, how do you plead?
No, I did go to the 18th, but I went to the later one at 7 p.m. They gave me this card.
Slow down. Slow down. You can't whisper. If you don't want to plead guilty, hang on, don't say a word. If you don't want to plead guilty, you don't have to. If you think you went twice, if you think you went to testing on January 18, that's fine. Do your records indicate she went?
I am not aware that she went. She did not speak with me at all in regards to or communicate with me about her mess or where she went. I would have to look into a different system. We have her no show at her usual site of DNA on it.
So, Your Honor, at this time, we would at least admit responsibility to the failure to make the court work program. I'd ask that
I'll have a hearing on that. As to count 3, that you failed to provide proof of completing 6 hours community service by January 15 of 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to provide proof of that? Did you fail to provide proof of that?
Yes.
Count 4, that you failed to attend outpatient treatment, missing several sessions of treatment between October 24 and January 25. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you miss several treatment sessions between October 25 and October 24 and January of 25?
Yes.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
And you're telling me you went on January the 18th for testing?
Yeah, I went to the place.
Just tell me the name. You got a card there. I can't read it from here. Where?
A progressive drug. P. Dan's, and it's the place that's in Detroit. It's on the sheet that you gave me.
There's ASDC
That's
that,
what it was, yeah.
that she could have gone to. But again, I would be unaware if she went there since she didn't communicate with us until Wednesday, the 22nd.
I'll enter a not guilty pleas to count 2. Anybody force you to plead guilty as to counts 1, 3, and 4?
No,
I'm accepting your pleas. I've got real concern on that. I don't know what's going on with you. You're not taking it seriously. I'm ready to pull the plug on the whole sobriety court deal with you right now. You're not mature enough to handle the program. You're not mature enough to handle this program. I mean, you might be the most sober person in the country, which I'm having my doubts about, and you're not complying with the orders of the court, but you're just not mature enough, Ms. Sessoms. I hate to tell you, I saw this one coming. I took a chance on you, and quite candidly, I'm not sure I don't want to just end this whole little charade today. We got too much going on, too many people that we want to help, too many people that want help. You couldn't do your community service? I mean, look, I sent you October 16th. Actually, it wasn't. Was it 6 hours or that's a typo? Did she do 6?
The 6 hours are the sanctioned hours from her last violation. When I last spoke with her, she didn't have hours done at all, but she does have her original 48 due February 1 here in a couple of days.
And then she doesn't show up yesterday. I tried to tell you nicely here. I have tried to tell you nicely. We're not playing baseball here. If we hit 360, in other words, if we're complying about a third of the time, they'll pay a baseball player $32 million. Here you're going to end up in jail. I'm serious. I don't know what to do with you anymore. I've tried to tell you nicely at these status reviews, you got to pick it up, but you don't show up yesterday.
I was unaware of it yesterday. I would never, ever intentionally miss a court date.
Do you know anything about that? Did she tell you that?
So we told her that she would have a court date. We did email her notice, since we don't have the mailing, the 10-day
Never
notice.
saw that.
I did try calling her, and I didn't even get
Fine,
voicemail.
I won't hold that against you. But all these other things, I don't know what you're doing. And you're going to force me to do something I don't want to do. I don't think you're cut out for sobriety court. I mean, honestly and truly, we got how many in mind? 32 or 4?
32, Yarn.
Well, I got to tell you, if I was ranking them easiest to deal with, toughest to deal with, you're in the bottom 2. That doesn't put you in very good stead. It's nothing personal. I just don't think you're mature enough to handle the program. I mean, there's people like that. They just irresponsible. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I thought we did a better job of screening and making you understand we expect 100% compliance. And you don't seem to be bothered when you're violating. That's the other thing.
It bothers me.
Well, not enough.
Sir, can I?
Go ahead, Mr. Shepard.
Yes,
What do
Your
you
Honor.
want to say?
As to the 18th, Judge, she indicated that she did go to the doctor on the 17th. She told Ms. Wiles that she was not feeling well on the 16th. She did have some blood drawn taken. She did bring results in today. She indicated that she's actually quite low on her red blood count, a red cell blood count, and she's going to be going to a further specialist. This might have to do with excessive fatigue and dizziness, and potentially distracting her from complying with terms and conditions. I've encouraged her to get whatever sort of treatment she needs, because obviously if it's something that's precluding her compliance and it can be remedied, it would be something that I would consider asking for some leniency. Furthermore, she indicated that she has maintained her sobriety. She does indicate that she takes this seriously. She has responsibilities as a stay-at-home mother. She has a 5-year-old son, and she does receive some assistance from her mother in Monroe. I believe that she started off maybe not on the best step. It's my hope that potentially she can get whatever medical issues that she has dealing with addressed and potentially go forward without any further complications.
How many sessions did she miss of treatment? Do you know, between October and January?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
So in the month of October, She was supposed to attend group sessions. Those are once a week. She did not attend any in the month of October. She did not attend any group sessions in the month of November. She canceled an individual appointment in November on November 8th. In December, she did attend her group therapy. She canceled 2 sessions of her individual therapy. In the month of January, she was a no-show on January 10th. She canceled an individual session January 17th, but she did attend 2 of the groups. Again, she's supposed to be going weekly, but 2 of the groups in the month of January.
Sir, my dad died in October.
I'm sorry about that. I really am.
I have had a hard time since I started this program.
We'll try to explain it to me so we can help you. We can't help you if you don't show up and you don't tell us. Now, that is understandable. Losing a parent, especially at your young age, it's very difficult. I lost my father when I was very young, in my 20s. It's not anything we should have to deal with. I get it. But you got a problem here that you have to deal with. If you don't deal with it, it's going to get worse and spiral out of control. And if it spirals out of control, what's going to happen to your son and what's going to happen to your life? Let me see the screening report again, please.
Yes, sure.
We're not mean people here. We're trying to help you, but there's accountability and you're not being accountable. You had 2 of these within 3-4 years, and this one you had a 0.265 and 253 on it. All right, what else do you want to say, Mr. Shumke?
Your Honor, just that my client does appear that she's sincere and contrite with her willingness to try to demonstrate compliance with the court. I know that she did not begin on the best step. I know that she's had some challenges. I'd ask that potentially we have a review so she can demonstrate full compliance, but I think that if that were even to be permitted, which we understand would be a significant allowance, I think that she is of the understanding that she, if was granted this, has run out of slack, and that any potential violation or even allegation there could result in termination from the program, continued revocation of her license, and potentially other sanctions, including but not limited to jail.
Have you worked since May?
No,
Why?
I just stay home with Hudson.
Well, I thought you said your mom watches him a lot.
Only nowadays, when I have these court things.
What do you think?
I'm not sure, I have talked to Devin, I'll give her credit, she really does try to stay organized, I will give her a lot of credit there, she has been color coding, she's using her planner, her diagnosis of ADHD sometimes will get in her way. Again, to her credit, she did use her SoberLink throughout this time frame with the miss, and she was all negative on her blows on the SoberLink. But I don't know how else to motivate her to make sure she's communicating, with these misses. I didn't hear from her until we had status review on Wednesday. I've talked to her. The reason why I didn't violate her earlier on her treatment attendance is because of reasons that she gave you. There was the death of her father. We tried to work with her on organization. The guidance center tried to work with her on that. It's just come to the point where when, especially this month, a no call, no show appointment kind of triggered that violation in itself.
Anything else?
Just the fact that I had to stop taking my medication that I was on for years, and I'm still getting used to another one, my ADD medication. That's been hard too.
How were you able to work in May of 24? You said you're not working because you're watching your son, but you were fired from your job in May of 24. How were you? Pardon?
February.
Okay, well, you initially told probation May, but that's fine. Whether it's February or May, how were you able to work then and you're not able to work now? Who was watching your child when you went to work?
He was in daycare. but it was like $800 a month, so.
I'm so close to sending her to jail. I think you need to go to jail today. And I'm not trying to be mean. I think you need a wake-up call. Listen to me.
I do not, sir.
I'm sorry.
I just needed to get my.
Listen.
Sir, I wake up every day
Ma'am.
dizzy. My red blood cells are so low. I have an appointment with a cardiologist. I have a follow-up with my doctor on the 6th.
Have you seen these medical records?
I have not.
I can show them to you right now. You told me to bring them, I brought them.
I don't think you're going to make it through this program. I don't think you will. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep her on probation. If there's anything in there that you think will enlighten me, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, she is provided proof of her blood draw results. It does appear that she has an appointment with a cardiologist on February 24th. The other information I'm still going through, but it does look like perhaps she's being tested even for POTS, which again is a heart condition. As far as the other information, I think that it just goes into reasons for the low blood and tests that she's going to have done in order to determine why her red blood cells are so low.
I'm sorry. You're going to jail today. I'm keeping her on probation, subject to all existing terms.
What?
3 days jail, have a seat. I'm not going to argue.
Please, no,
Have a seat. No,
please.
you need a wake-up call. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Ma'am, come on. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Please, no.
Have a seat.
I do not.
This way.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Come on.
Amir Fadil El Maradi, 24B144695.
Son via Zoom, it's the Brownstone case.
I don't know.
I believe that's.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joke. Oh my God, sir. Put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of your. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed? We're going to start bringing people in person. People going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, at the end of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.